Hey Crazy Crafters, welcome to class. Are you ready to make some red, white, and blue cards?
I'm so ready, and I kind of feel like you're dressed very appropriately. Look at you with your red, white, and blue.
Got my patriotic top on, I'm ready to go.
And I have blue. I guess you could say, my skin is reddish. I don't know. My hair whitish, but I am wearing the blue color. So welcome to class. We're so excited. This is going to be a class where we make 4 cards together, and we are coloring red, white, and blue. So my name is Kara.
And my name is Jackie.
We are the mother-daughter team at crazycreations.us.
And we specialize in our outline stickers, handmade glitter paper, alcohol markers, and we're going to be using all of those today.
All of them is right. So this is one of our series of classes that we try to have once a month. And I'm just so excited because this is definitely one of my favorites. So we did red, white, and blue last year, and we did it a little different. And this time we took some iconic images and made them red, white, and blue, which is so fun. And it's ready to get you into the summer spirit.
Yeah, so I can't wait. Now, if you are taking the class with us today, you're going to want to have some supplies ready to go on your crafting table. Number 1, you need your kit. Number 2, you need a basic toolkit. So that is a paper trimmer, scissors, adhesive, tweezers. And then you're going to need some alcohol-based markers, and we'll be using the Right Art markers.
Yes, so we kind of use the colors that are in that go-to 24 set, but you could actually use other blues and reds and grays if you want to, and you can use other brands, but we are sticking with our exclusive brand of Right Art markers. And if you have that 24 set, then you're going to have all the red, white, and blues that you're going to need for coloring.
Now, I believe this class is going to be around an hour and a half long. We're going to take our time, we're going to do some beautiful coloring, but I'm ready to get started. So let us know if you're ready to get started in the comments below. We are live, so we're reading your comments as we're doing the class. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comment section below. And another thing is, if you get interrupted for any reason, you can always replay this video.
Yes, and if we go too fast, you can pause us. And we do include wonderful instructions with photos, so you can always follow along with that as well. So I think we have everything we need, except for our little studio here is missing a color, which I'm hoping that we are getting some help in getting that color. We have had our colorless wonder disappear, so that's really hard, isn't it?
It is. Okay, so let's take a look at these cards and then we will start crafting.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the 4 beautiful red, white, and blue cards.
I absolutely love this. Now, something that you should kind of notate is that 2 of these are going to be portrait, and they have the same type of cuts, just different papers and colors, and 2 of them are landscape theme, and they also have similar cuts, just 2 different types of papers. So it's not so hard really when you kind of have a theme.
Right, so we've got our lighthouse card here. We have our red Adirondack chair. I'm really looking forward to coloring this one. We have our patriotic beach houses. And then this is the favorite, I can tell. This is the snow cone / ice cream cone.
Yes, and this paper is so cute. It's from Doodlebug, and look, there's little faces in the ice cream.
Very, very cute. So let us know which one you're looking forward to coloring the most.
Actually, I should probably point this out that all the pattern papers are from Doodlebug. So we're kind of doing a Doodlebug red, white, and blue card today.
All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and open our kit, and then let's start assembling the guts of the card.
Okay, so we're going to kind of clear our workspace and bring over the kit. So here it is. All right. So this is our big kit right here, and it comes with instructions, which Jackie's already kind of taken out, and show them your instructions, how you've highlighted everything. See, she's all ready. She's highlighted our cuts, but this is what we were talking about that you can refer to if you're not sure about something we said, or you just need to take a break. There's that. So I'm going to take everything out. Look how much stickers you got. Wow, look at all these stickers.
I know. This is a great kit, and if you didn't have time to grab it yet, I think we have a couple of these left in stock. So if you really want this kit or you want another one, we do have some left on the website.
Yeah, I'm not sure we have any with the add-on though. Do we? Okay. That's weird because I thought when I was pulling orders, none. All right, we must have restocked, so get these while you can. But let's go through the kit. So we have our glitter paper, and remember, we're going to make one card from each of these stickers. So this will be plenty of glitter paper for us because this really goes a long way. I'm going to put that aside. We have these wonderful dark blue mini dots, which I just love. And let's take them out of the packaging as we go, shall we?
Yes, so we'll need to remove every sticker from its packaging.
All right. And we have that Adirondack chair that you were saying you were so hoping that we could color because you're looking forward to it. Now I will say that there are 3 sets on this sticker and we're only going to use one, which leaves you room to do something with the other 2. Now if you bought the add-on, you can make another card with that one and still have one left over. We have our lighthouse, so that's kind of fun. And the lighthouse also has 3 elements, so that's neat. And I love that little pelican on the stump, don't you?
I love that. It's so cute.
And then we have our beach shacks, and there are 3 sets of the beach shacks as well. I get a theme going here. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3. And here is our ice cream.
Or snow cone.
Or snow cone.
However you color
Yep,
it.
that's right. However you color it. Did you use the topper ice cream?
No.
So look, you'll have extra. You can make a double scoop, but we're going to do a single scoop, I guess. All right. Then we have this full sheet of celebration sentiments, right? So many different ways to say celebrate.
Right.
And it is red, white, and blue. So
Different
that seems
fonts.
appropriate, doesn't it?
Yes. You get a variety of fonts and different sizes on there.
Oh my gosh, there's so many stickers in here. This is a great kit. Look at this border stickers. Do you want to talk about that?
These are just fun to add to the seams of your paper. They're holographic, so you can see that rainbow going on through there. They're really pretty.
Really pretty. And you can alter these if you want, but I like the silver because it fits our theme, you know? All right, so that was all the stickers. That's a lot of stickers right here. Look at all those, okay? So I'm going to put those aside. Then we have our beautiful pattern papers. And you're going to want to watch as we're cutting the papers, the direction of the pattern. So we'll remind you as we're cutting, as we remind ourselves, right?
Right, because 2 of these cards are landscape and 2 are portrait.
And then we're also going to have these 4 envelopes, which we don't need to use because we're not ready to mail them, but they are handy to have. And then our pre-scored cards. We have 4 of those. And also we're going to make that our last step, so we don't need those right now either. All right. And then the basis of our kind of cards, red, white, and blue. How do you like that?
So just a reminder, we're making 4 cards. If you got the add-on kit, you can make 4 additional cards, but that will be as homework.
Yes, that's how it works. So you don't want to do that right now. So shall we start cutting? We're going to start with our papers and we're going to cut away. So you're going to want to get out your handy paper trimmer.
Okay, so we're going to start by cutting the papers for the portrait cards. And that would be the lighthouse and the ice cream.
Okay, so I'm noticing that the back of these is the red cardstock. So we're going to get that. And I believe we're going to make 2 backs here at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. Is that right?
That is correct.
So I'm going to put this in landscape-wise, the paper, and cut at 5 1/2. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut at 4 1/4. And now I have my 2 card bases.
Okay, so the next paper we need is our pattern paper. So we're looking for this little confetti and then the ice cream.
I was going to keep those there so people can see what we're doing.
Right
All
here.
right, the confetti. Now it looks like the direction is up and down, so we want to make sure that we have our confetti going that way.
Okay, so it's going to be 3 inches wide.
All right.
by 5 1/4 tall.
All right. There's that one. And the other one is the ice cream?
Ice cream.
So 3 inches wide. This one is so darn cute. And 5 1/4 tall. Okay.
Okay, and then we need our blue cardstock. So that's the light blue.
Here we go.
3 1/4 wide.
Oh, shall we cut the card bases first?
What do you mean?
Oh, okay. 3 1/4. I'd rather we cut the card bases. So I'm going to skip Jackie because I know the other 2 cards are at 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to just get that out of the way. And then we'll take our remaining piece and do your cuts, okay? That way I know we have our 2 card bases. So again, I did 5 1/2 by 4 1/4.
I guess those are for those.
Correct.
Okay.
Now I'm just going to put that aside and go back. This is the extra piece. So what do you want me to cut?
3 1/4.
How many are we going to need? So 2?
2.
So you want to make it landscape. That's why it was important though.
3 1/4 by 4 1/2.
So 3 1/4.
Yes.
4 1/2.
4 1/2. And this is the matting for behind here.
Okay, so there's that. Yep. And again,
One more,
3 1/4.
right?
You know, sometimes I have to stop and think just to make sure I'm following. 4 1/2.
4 1/2.
Got it. All right, we got that.
Now we need to trim our white cardstock.
Okay, now that's not used anywhere. Has a back card base, so we can trim it any way we want.
Okay, this is going to be 4 1/4
So we should probably go by what?
by 2.
So I'm going to cut the 2 first. What part is this?
This is right here.
This was wrong. I should have done it a different way. That's why I like to kind of read my instructions. So I don't think, did I get 2? Oh my gosh, I got 2. I did it right.
Okay.
Did we need 2 of those?
Yes.
Okay, so again, what was this measurement?
2 inches by 4 1/4.
Okay, so there's 2 of those.
And then the only part that's left on these cards is the pattern here. So is that the reverse? It is. Okay. So these are from the strips that we cut for these ones back here. So we need them to be 1 inch by 4 1/4.
And guess what? They are 1 inch. So you just have to turn it to 4 1/4. How easy is that? And 1 inch, I'll just verify, by 4 1/4. That was so easy, I can't stand it, Jackie.
Okay, let's repeat these measurements one more time. And then should we assemble or cut the other ones?
What would you
Assemble.
like to do? Assemble, okay.
That way we get our pieces organized and we don't mix them up.
That sounds good, let's do it. So should I move my paper trimmer?
Okay, so these pieces here are 1 inch by 4 1/4. These ones, the white ones, are 2 inches by 4 1/4. The light blue was 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. These 2 pattern papers are 3 inches by 5 1/4. And these are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2.
Okay, so assembly. These are portrait. Which one do you want to do first? The ice cream?
Sure.
Okay, so now what?
Okay, so now we're going to use that ice cream paper.
Okay, and here's my handy dandy Tombow, which is what I'm using to adhere, but you could use glue, you could use score tape, you could use, you know, glue stick, whatever you want, right?
Right, and we're going to put that paper all the way to the left, leaving a 1/4 inch border around the left, the top, and the bottom.
I don't know, I think it's 1/8 of the matting.
1/8, okay.
Okay,
All right, then we need our blue piece.
and we're going to put this right here,
Yep, that one and the white.
the white. So does it go like this?
Yes, it fits perfectly.
Ooh, I like that. Okay. So I'm going to turn this over. I'm doing the heart, and I'm going to leave my matting, correct?
Yes. All right, how is everyone doing right now? Are you keeping up with our pace? Let us know. You can give us a thumbs up.
I'm not sure I put that on straight, so how I love that tombow or dots.
Tombow, mono, dot, roller.
And then I made it the other way. Okay. There we go. That's better. I'm going to do this. I'm very wanting to always have things straight. How about you?
Always.
Okay, so I'm going to match it to the seam. And it looks like I should have gone over a little bit, but I think it's all right. Yeah.
You can overlap a little bit too.
I'm sorry, guys, but I like it to be just right. How about you? When you craft, don't you like it to be just the right way? All right, I'm going to do that. Stucking to the table. Okay, what's the next step? I don't want to hold people up, so there we go.
We're just going to adhere that whole piece right there.
Okay, like this. So we're going to come over and it's going to be like that.
Right.
Okay.
Very simple card layout.
But stunning when it's done. Don't you think?
Yes. Lots of red, white, and blue. And I like how we're using the dark blue, the traditional red, white, and blue. But then we're also using a light blue. It's more modern.
Jackie, I am having trouble being straight today. There we go. All right. Got it.
All right. One card guts done. Now we're going to do the lighthouse. Same design. Different papers. The red is the same.
Now this one's going to go right here.
Right.
Correct? This is very bright and happy, don't you think?
I like the back side of that paper a lot with the fireworks.
Whoops. Yes, I agree.
While we're talking about patriotic and 4th of July, let us know what your plans are for 4th of July. Are you going to go see fireworks? I think things are starting to open up a little bit more. Our casino is having some events. I think there's a watermelon eating contest.
Oh, that's kind of fun. All right, and then I'm going to put the white. All right. Match it up. Okay, somehow my one piece is bigger than the other. So what do I do then?
Don't worry because we're going to cover it with a border.
Okay, so if you're off a little bit like I am, I'm going to just trim that, but I'm not going to worry about being straight with my scissors because we are going to put a border, right? But I'm just going to trim it a little bit. See how it's live, so nothing is fake here, right? Just, all right. And then we're going to put it here.
Right.
Okay. I think those border things really
They
do
come
a
in
lot.
handy.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
Okay, so now we have these two card guts done. We're going to move on to the other ones.
All right. So I need the other papers.
Yes, so we're going to cut the papers for the landscape cards now.
Okay, let's do it. Now, I believe we've already cut the base of the landscape, right?
Right, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And now we're going to need our patterned papers.
Okay, so I'm not sure where you want me to put that. Okay, nobody could see anything. There we go.
So that one is right here, and it's going to be 4 1/4 wide by 4 inches tall.
All right, so the good news is this is 4 inches right here, so 4 inches tall. So we're okay because we don't have to cut that. So you said 4 1/4.
Let me verify that. Yes, 4 1/4.
All right, there we go. 4 1/4 by 4.
Okay, and we'll need to do that with the heart paper as well.
I'm going to double check for the 4. Yep, at 4, so then 4 1/4. And there we go.
Okay, now we need our red cardstock for the matting on here. And we need that to be 4 1/4 by 3 1/4.
All right, so I believe this is what, 5 1/2? So which way should I cut it? I'll do it this way. What is it supposed to be?
4 1/4 by 3 1/4.
So if I do 4 1/4, I don't know if I'll have enough. Will I have enough?
I don't know.
You're supposed to help me. All right, I'll try it. 4 1/4 by...
I mean, that should be enough for these
4
two
1/4
cards.
by
3 1/4.
3 1/4. I know I was trying to do what I did before where I got them both out of one piece. There's a way it works, but I obviously didn't do it the right way. So there's a 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. There we go.
Okay, now we need our white cardstock again.
You know, I'm a crafter that likes to utilize all my pieces and have good extra pieces.
I'm not. I just throw away my extras.
Okay.
4 inches by 2 inches.
4 inches by 2 inches. Twice.
Yes.
There's 1 and there's 2. Done.
All right, and then we should have some strips left over.
We do.
And those need to be 4 by 1.
So it's the back side?
Yes.
Okay, so we need these to be 4, which they are that way, by 1. Okay, there's 1. That looks like it's going to be the water. And I'm going to verify 4, yep, by 1. Okay, done.
Woohoo, we did all of our cutting. Doesn't that feel good?
So no more paper trimmer?
No more paper trimmer.
All right. Okay, so now we're putting these together. Which one shall we do first?
Let's do the beach houses.
Okay, so we have our cut paper here, and this time it's landscape. Got it. And we're using this one. Oh, I love this paper, don't you?
I love the flags.
So it looks like it's going to go like this. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Me too. I just think it's so cool. All right. Done.
Okay, and now we need our red, our white, and our blue.
So the white goes like that, and it looks like the blue is going to go like this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it looks like I'm going to do a little bit of a cut because my white is a little bit longer. Maybe I didn't have the right cut. Looks like it's on the 4 1/4. And I think this is 4 is what you told me, right? Somehow my piece is a little bit smaller.
Your white should have been 4 by 2, so.
Yeah, I have to trim it. You know, this is what we do when we craft, right? What do you think? So now it matches.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to put the white up here and the blue down there, correct?
Correct. Using your favorite adhesive, just glue it down.
Kind of taking my time. That's what crafting's all about, having fun, right? There we go. And I'm going to trim that. Because I had my piece a little bit too big, I'm just making a micro little cut. That's how I do it, Jackie. See how that looks so much better now? Okay, now what?
Okay, so now that's going to go on the card,
Like
kind of
this?
offset.
Okay.
Yep. You know who I think would love these cards? Sigrid.
Sigrid would. That's my mom. Grandma. Okay, there we go. Good.
All right, on to the next. We have one left. We have our blue cardstock. Then we need our hearts. They kind of look like balloons.
I know, they're very, very cute. You know what? I think it's heartening the fact that we're in our Adirondack chair with that drink. Okay, now look, this one I cut too big.
Interesting.
I know. What is wrong with my eyes today? What do you think? Okay, there we go. I just trimmed it a little bit. Do you guys do that as you go along, you know? You kind of make little modifications, right? So here's this. I believe you're going to tell me to put this here. And this is going to go down here. And look at that, it actually fits.
It's kind of like a little towel or something.
Oh yeah, it could be.
Or a rug.
All right.
You have to use your imagination with the pattern paper and think, what can this be?
That's one of the things I love about crafting. It opens your mind. I think both sides of this paper was very cool. Okay. I got it. Now what?
All right, so now we're going to add some of those beautiful holographic border stickers to all of our cards. And that's just going to add some bling and dress it up a little bit.
Okay, so we are talking about these right here.
Yes, so these are the silver pearl strips. So we're just going to peel. And there's actually a pearl and a diamond on there. So it looks like we're mostly using the pearls on the landscape cards and the diamonds on the portrait.
That way we're kind of using everything, right? So it looks like we're going to start by putting this down on the edge of this. Is that correct?
Yes, so that's going right here, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see.
Okay, so the key is to press as you go, and then they'll stick. And then once you have where you want it to go, you're just going to take your scissors and trim.
And then in the example, we went all the way around this like a picture frame.
All right. And you could go fairly fast, so I'm going to do it, but if I happen to finish faster than you can always go back and do this step, right?
Right, you can always add these on later.
Okay, so I need another pearl. So like you said, every other one, so this one is a diamond and then a pearl, right? And then I'm just going to attach that. You know, you don't really have to think that hard, so don't spend a lot of time on this. Just kind of get it down. And this is where if your paper's uneven, it hides all that, doesn't it?
Yes.
I think this really adds a bling to the card.
You can never have too much bling. If you agree with me, let me know.
All right, and I need one more. So it looks like it's going to take just a little over 2 strips to do this, each one. I can't seem to get the single. There we go. Okay, well, I have a double here, Jackie. There we go. And is this the pearls or the diamond?
That's a diamond.
Okay, I'll give you that. Here's the pearl.
Now, another tip for you as you're peeling your borders. If you have any extra border or strands, just hang them off the side of your table by sticking one end to the table, and then you can go back and use the little pieces later.
Yes, like this would be extra, but we're going to do the other one, right?
Right.
Now I will tell you, so I kind of got a little off on that one. If you take your tweezers, because it's not quite down yet, you could pick it up just very slowly and then reposition. But after a while it's going to be permanent, so you kind of want to do that right away.
The longer a sticker is on your paper, the more permanent it is.
Look how that just added so much bling, don't you think so?
Very cute.
Okay, so let's do the other one.
We need that sample. There we go.
Okay, so I'm going to take that piece that was extra and I'm going to go right here.
So we're adding a piece on the left again.
And I'm going to use my tweezers to kind of help me. I love these tweezers. I don't know how I got along before we had these tweezers. Aren't they the best?
They are.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do around.
The picture frame.
Okay. I'm surprised no one has comments.
No comments right now. Remember, we are live, so if you have a question or a comment during the class, we will read it.
Okay. This time you could start anywhere too, right? So this time I'm starting on the bottom. It doesn't matter because you're going all the way around.
And if you had wanted to, you could also do a border on the seam of the white and the blue, or the white and the other one.
Yeah. You could even color that and put that navy blue.
Good idea.
Because then it's kind of like the water, right?
Yeah, I didn't see that as the water because there's a chair out here in the water.
Yep, they're floating.
Oh, okay.
I'm making my own story as I go along. That's what I like. Now, that is how I do stuff here. When I design or something, I kind of have a story in my head. So that's kind of how I come up with what images we're going to offer. That's just a little side note. So if you see these little beach shacks, it means I was wishing I was at the beach. Or it kind of reminds me of an older time too, when people used to make their vacations at the beach.
Okay, we have some comments. Woohoo! Let's read them. Penny is asking, are you doing pearl or diamond border or every other one? Okay, so on these landscape cards, Penny, we are doing the pearl borders. So if you look at your sheet, every other border is a pearl border. We're going to use the diamonds on the portrait cards.
But look how many we're going to have left over.
I know, a lot.
So you guys have a whole bunch for your own creations, and I absolutely love that. So we've done both of these landscape, okay? So now we're moving on to the portrait.
Yes. And then Rhea wants to say she loves those tweezers. Everyone should have them. Agree.
You know what, Rhea? I have actually about 7 sets.
Mine are always moving.
Yeah, so I have them everywhere I go. All right, I'm now going to use that diamond because why not? The diamond's just as cute. And we're going to go along the side here. But you can see how fast this really does go. It's not taking me that long, do you think?
No, it's not. It doesn't take that long.
And it really adds something to the card. It's not like I'm just doing it to do it. I think it adds that total bling look, right? Now this isn't going to quite make it, so I'm going to save that. All right. I could hook them together, but I didn't want to. Is that what you were going to say?
No, I usually don't do that when I'm crafting on my own.
We have so many that why
make it harder on yourself?
Yeah, really.
We pretty much much use these borders on all of our cards now. That's how much we love them.
We do.
We always need a border and a bling dot.
I just really like them. Because it does add something. All right, I have to do, so it looks like one row will do a side and another side. So this should be it for us on this one. Okay, got that. And then this way. Okay, one more to go, Jacqueline.
One more card.
All right. And that will be the ice cream or the snow. You did use the double scoop.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, you told me you didn't.
I forgot.
All right, again, I'm using a diamond, but diamond pearl, it really doesn't matter. Would you agree?
It doesn't matter. We were just trying to be different. Diana says the borders give the cards a polished and professional look.
They really do. You know, these cards are just in time for that 4th of July celebration. If you give a card at 4th of July, these are perfect. But they could actually be used for anything, don't you agree?
Oh yeah, they're just good for all around summer.
Same too short one. Okay, I'm going for my diamond again, and I'm going to need 2 more strands and then I'm done. Is everyone doing this with me or are you just watching me do it? Because I'm hoping you're doing it with me. Otherwise, I could have moved on, right? But I want these cards for myself, so I'm going to finish them. So they're all mine, Jackie.
But I'm going to be coloring, so we're going to have to fight over them.
Yeah. I guess there are 4, so 2 and 2. Right?
Right.
Okay, I need 1 more and then I got this. Where are we going after this so we can look forward to it?
Well, we can add our bling dots or we could do that last.
Yeah, let's do that last because we don't know where they're going to go exactly.
Then we should probably start coloring.
All right. I think that'll be so much fun. But we're going to take one look though at all of our card bases, right?
Right.
Because we've done a lot already. Setting up the card is super efficient because then when you color, it's almost done.
Right, so after you color your images, you just cut them out and stick them on and you're done.
Okay, so shall we look at all these card bases? So here we go. And here we go. Look at all that.
Okay, so we have lots of cards on our table right now. Let's zoom out a little bit and take a peek at them. So we should all have 2 landscape that look like this. And then 2 portrait cards that look like this. And these are not on the pre-scored cards yet. We do that at the very, very last. Okay, so now that we have all of these done, let's set them to the side. And we will get our glitter paper ready for coloring.
Do you have that?
Well, here it is.
There it is. All right.
All right, so the very first thing we'll need to do is burnish our glitter paper. And burnishing means rubbing it with our hands. So you can go back and forth, you can go in circles. We're making it smoother, shinier, and we're getting a little bit of the excess glitter off the sheet. I like to give mine a little tap, and then if I go back over it, no glitter. That's the best part.
That is the best part.
And then we're going to start adhering our stickers to the glitter paper.
All right, shall we start with that snow cone?
Yes.
All right, so here is our outline sticker. Remember, we already took these out of the package. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to peel, and it's going to come off as one piece. Super cute. And I'm just going to start in the corner here And I'm gonna try to maximize my glitter, and I'm just gonna let it go, press it down. Now, also we have 3 hearts and a cherry, right? Let me get those tweezers. So I'm gonna use my tweezers to pull the cherry here. And notice that it has this solid stem. So I'm gonna kind of let that hang over because I don't wanna have to fussy cut that. So be careful of that stem when you're coloring, okay?
Okay.
And then it looks like we have 2 large hearts and 1 small. So I'm going to come in here.
And this is another reason we love these tweezers. It's for peeling up these small stickers. And it just makes it easier.
Now we don't really extra burnish anything down until we put all the pieces on, because if we have to move something around, right?
Yeah. So do you remember when you asked if anyone is crafting along with you?
Yes.
Okay, we have. Diana's crafting with us. Ria's crafting with us. Chris is crafting with us, but she says she can't craft and write at the same time.
Okay.
Penny is doing it with us, and she says she's behind, and you are like an Energizer bunny.
Me? Energizer? I am the most laid back person ever. I think I would call me efficient.
And then we have Karen on YouTube. She says, Jackie, I'm a minimalist with bling, but I'm getting to see the advantages of it. I love the way I can color over those with alcohol markers, which has me using them more and more.
That is so good. That is exactly right. I love that you can alter the color.
Me too.
Okay, so should I go to the next one?
Yes.
What are we doing next? The lighthouse?
Lighthouse.
Okay, so it looks like we have one of these lighthouses. Now, I will say when you pick this up, you could use your fingers or your tweezers, but there are going to be some pieces that are kind of left behind, so we're going to have to come in and get those, okay?
Oh, I see what you mean. These
The
little...
windows. So we'll wait. Well, no, I'll do it now. Okay, so there's a window on top, right?
Yes, there is. Now you can add these now or later. You want to do it now?
I just want to, because if we color, we kind of want to know.
Okay. Oh, Beth is crafting too.
All right. Well, I'm so excited that I'm not by myself here. I just, it's so much fun when we're doing it together. Is anybody going to the Georgia Duluth Expo? We will not be there, but we will be there in spirit because we've sent a project to the Mega Make and Take. We'll be there the following year, though. Right, Jacqueline?
Yes, Kara.
Kara. I'll say my name.
Oh, by the way, I've gotten comments before on why I call my mom Kara.
Oh, really? Why? What are those comments?
I only call her that at work, okay? It's just easier in the office to go by your name because we have more than one mom here.
We do. We have another mother-daughter team here. And you don't call Mike that, though. That's my husband, Mr.
I do.
Krazy.
I call him Mike. It's just easier at work.
Okay, I'm peeling this tiny little shell. And it looks like we need a clam shell. That looks like the bigger one, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's the big one. Hiding behind
But
there.
I don't think it's going to quite fit there, so maybe I'll put it right here. And then what else did we need? The
Pelican.
bird, the pelican. I think that's my favorite thing ever. Don't you guys love this pelican? So cute. Now, I will say that the inside of his beak came along with me, so I'm going to use my tweezers to get rid of that. There we go. See how I got that piece out? All right.
That was a small piece.
And then we need a couple birds, right?
We need some seagulls.
All right. Here's one. And we need another one. Is there anything else that I'm missing? I think I got it. I'm going to put the bird this way.
Going towards the ice cream.
That's right.
Okay.
Let's do the Adirondack chair. Okay, I wonder if the chair will fit there. What do you think?
Let's try it.
All right. I like to try to maximize my glitter paper. What about you?
Yes, but if you are going to use a scan and cut, make sure you leave a little more room than we are.
There. Look, it fit. Now, are those pieces that should be coming out, or are they in there?
They should be coming out.
Are you sure?
No.
I don't know. I don't think so. Well, maybe. I'm making them come out. All right, there we go. That's what I like. You could kind of scrape with this tool too, right?
Yeah, use it as a pick.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, we need our drink.
Okay.
Whichever drink this is. It looks like water to me.
Oh no, use your imagination. It's a blue Hawaiian. Now here's this little straw again. So if possible, I would put it over here. But if I put it here, which I'm going to do, what I'm going to end up doing is lifting this up when I cut. So I don't want to press this part down.
Guess what? Chris pointed out that we need a double scoop for the ice cream.
Yeah, where were you? Why didn't you tell me?
Where were you?
Where was I? Thank you, Chris. Okay, I'm going to go back to the ice cream. And I see a spot right here. How do you like that? All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then what are we going to do about this little seagull here?
Yes, so what I did, I don't know if he's attached. So let's find out, shall we? For some reason, I don't think he is.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so where can he fit? Right here?
Yep.
All right. Is that it? Yep.
Yes,
And then
that's
these
it.
are solid, so we'll come back for that later.
And then our beach houses.
Okay, so we need 3 beach houses. Now, who thought that there is no way all these pieces will fit on here? I mean, it is amazing how much you get on our 6x6 glitter paper, don't you think?
Definitely. Even though our rule of thumb is one 9x4 sticker sheet will always fit on a 6x6 glitter paper sheet, we got more than that.
We did. I'm really proud of us. And do I have to put anything back? It looks like the door and the window, right?
Yes, and then we need our chair. Room
Yeah,
for that
I
chair
know.
that's floating in the water.
Yes, I know. All right, so I'm going to go back and I notice that there's a window here, so I want to put that. And I'll put the doorknobs on last. Okay, so the chair. One chair.
One chair.
All right.
The little, I don't know what that is. A wheel.
Oh, yeah.
It's solid.
Okay, so here's the thing about this chair. Do you see all this part under here? We do not want to color that, right?
You might want to.
See that? So I'm going to really stick this chair off like this. And we're going to just cut the seat out and then we'll cut the top later. Okay, so be careful of that part of the chair. Jackie, all ready for your coloring.
Woohoo, but not yet. We have to burnish.
Yes, so we're happy with that. So now you got to rub it.
So I'm going to start off by just using my fingers over the stickers. Make sure they're all pressed down.
Don't go over the straw. And be careful of the pieces sticking out.
Wow, you made it hard for me.
I do. I like to challenge you.
So make sure that everything is laying down flat. There was a little pelican head that I noticed was sticking up. And then I'm just going to go from the back. If you have a brayer tool, this is a great time to use it.
Yeah, what happened to our brayer tool? We used to have that in here.
I don't know, everything disappears.
I know it does. Do you think our staff plays jokes on us?
No.
I think it's us taking it away, don't you?
Yeah. Okay, we are ready to go.
Yay! So which one are you going to do first?
Let's do this one.
So what colors are you using?
Okay, so let's start out with the red beach houses because there's 2 of them. So for the reds, we are going to be using Right Art markers R17, R03, and E18. Okay? So when we color, we're actually using the 3rd color. The brown is actually going to be our darkest color, and that just gives more dimension to the red. So if you ever want to make your reds darker, use a little bit of brown.
Yeah, because that's kind of a natural in a red tone. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these cards just for right now. So we have a good little sample. And do you want me to read the comments or not?
There aren't any right now, but you can.
Okay.
Okay, so we are just I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit for you before I start, okay? Okay, so I'm going to take my brown. So we're going from dark to light.
And that is E18.
E18. And it looks like I'm going to put my dark over on the left side of the beach shack. And I'm doing every other stripe. I think I did the wrong one. Yeah, I did. Oh well, it doesn't matter. This one was supposed to be the blue one. Not anymore.
Not anymore is right.
Okay, so now that we have our little bit of brown, we're going to take our dark red, the R17.
And that's the thing. You can mix up the beach shacks. They don't have to be the way we did it, right?
Right. And I'm going to just overlap that brown a little bit and drag the red across to the right. And so now it looks like a shadow. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit more for you. There. Hopefully that's better. So we're just going to where that brown stopped and dragging it over to the right with the red R17.
Now it's really important that you have a piece of scratch paper handy. So I'm going to give Jackie this little piece of white cardstock that we didn't use so she could clean her brush every so often.
And then we're going to take the R03, which is the light red.
So when I say clean your brush, what does that really mean? You're just going to dot off dark color, right?
Yes, just like that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just continue from where that red stopped and drag over to the right with the R03. So I'm pulling. It's only one direction. And now we can see there's a lot of contrast between that really dark and the really light. Isn't that pretty?
That is gorgeous. Really, really pretty.
One tip with reds is they like to bleed, so just be very careful about placement of your red ink, okay?
So Karen is saying that she never would have thought of using the brown. She's been using a deep burgundy, and now she's educated.
Oh, so you're going to use more brown?
I have to say the E18 has a red to the brown, so it is really the perfect tone.
So going back to our sample here, on the doors, you can tell we didn't use brown just to give a little contrast between the stripes and the doors. So we're going to do the R17 and the R03 on the door.
Now, for those of you who might be mixed up, we have switched out which beach shack we're using right now. So we are doing one in the sample that looks blue. We're actually making it red in our class.
Sorry.
It's okay. I don't know why we can't mix it up. But just so you know, you could do whatever you want.
All right, so this was
gorgeous.
R17 and R03.
Look how beautiful that coloring is. Just gorgeous.
Very pretty. Okay, so while we have our reds out, let's go ahead and do this one. And I know this is the same as the one in the sample. And by the way, you have a really big and beautiful picture on your instructions if you want to follow that, because I can't fit the card in this right now. So I'm going to put the brown at the top and the bottom of those stripes. Okay, we're starting all the way with the stripe on the left, skipping a stripe, skip another stripe. Okay. So now that we've done our brown, we'll use our R17. just going to continue with the R03. Now this R03 is so light that it almost looks pink, but you need it to be that color to get that highlights, right?
Yes, that's so true. You need the pale color to get that shading and highlight in there. And also your pale color is the blending tool. All right, so can we remove the card so people can see how we got all the stickers on there, just so in case they're behind.
That means I have to zoom out. Okay, there you go. Take your screenshot, because I'm going to zoom in again so we can see the coloring. Now the door is going to be the R17 and the R03 again, and the shading is at the bottom.
Do you think we should do all the reds while we're at it? That would just make it so much easier, right?
Yeah, we could do that. I'm on R03.
All right, so we did R17 on the bottom of the door, and now we are making our way up, blending with our R03. Now, if you didn't like how it looked, let it dry, and then you can go over it and add a little bit more color.
I think that's really pretty.
It's beautiful.
Okay, what else is red?
How about this beautiful Adirondack chair right there?
Okay, so the Adirondack chair, we're going to be using the brown E18 to create that beautiful shadow down there, okay? So let's start with that section, the back of the chair.
Okay, so let's just give it a minute. Now I'm going to tell you, if you're behind, what I want you to do is put your Adirondack sticker on here. Pick up your E18, your R17, and your R03 so that you can color this beautiful chair along with Jackie. And she's going to go slow, but this way, if you get this, you should get everything else, right? Okay? So you should have your Adirondack chair. If nothing else on your glitter, burnish it, get E18, R17, and R03, and we're ready.
Okay, and before I start, I'm looking at the back of the chair as two different sections, okay? So we're going to start with the lower section. That's going to have that dark shading. Can you put the sample up here for me?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so E18. We are going to put this at the base of that chair.
You could probably move your glitter paper over, and there you go.
And we're creating kind of a feather-like stroke effect. Then we're going to take our medium color, which is R17. We're going to put the brush tip at the edge of that E18, and we're going to drag it up about 2/3 of the way to this line.
All right, so E18 on the bottom. Now we're taking R17, starting from the ending line of that E18 and moving up about 2/3 up to that line in the chair.
Then we're going to move on to the R03, and we're going to start where the red ended, the R17, and go up to this line.
Absolutely gorgeous. So start at the line, move up with R03, and look at that. It's gorgeous. One thing about our Krazy Kreation glitter paper, your blending and shading should be spectacular almost the first time, right?
Always. Okay, so now we've got that. Now, if you want to make it darker, we're going to go back later after we do the top section. So now we're going to do the top section of the chair, and we're just going to use R17 and R03. So I'm doing the R17 kind of at the top, just a little bit.
By the way, I have crafters out there who also like to utilize every piece of glitter paper when they put their stickers down.
Okay. And now we have R03, and we're pulling that down. Who would these crafters be?
Well, Rhea and I are alike. It's good to save all your scraps.
My problem was I had too many scraps, so then I just decided I don't need all these.
I might do that with paper if I had to confess, but not glitter paper.
All right, so you'll notice that our chair over here looks a little bit lighter than this one. This is the time where you can go back with your R17 and add more red if you want to.
So not the brown.
No, and I'm doing the top and the bottom just so I could see how it's going to look together. And see how there's more red now?
And then you need your RO3 to blend those harsh lines that you just created.
Less pressure this time.
Yep, not a lot of pressure. And then let it dry and see how you like it. Keep going on the image.
There we go.
All right, we're going to keep going because it will dry a little different than when it's wet.
Yeah, it's not going to look so orangey. So now we're going to use our E18 on the bottom, the seat of the chair. And we're putting the E18 on the left and right sides. And then we'll use the R17. So I'm pulling from both directions towards the center. And then we need RO3 to kind of marry it in the middle.
By the way, a very good tip, you don't have to have your caps on your colors while you're using them. They will not dry out just laying on your table while you're coloring.
Yes, that is true. That's what I'm doing. It saves so much time. So R17 is in my hand, and I'm just going to add a little bit to the arms of the chair. And then also, I don't know what those are called. They support the arms. And then the legs, I'm just going to color R17, the whole thing. So now I'm going to go in with the RO3 and blend out the arms of the chair. And our Adirondack is almost done.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
There we go.
I love it.
So pretty.
There's one more thing that I think we should color red, and we're going to do the ice cream snow cone all by itself, but I think we ought to do the red light of the lighthouse.
Okay, so if we look at our lighthouse, it is a lighter red, so that means no E18 this time. So we're using R17 and R03, dark red, light red. And I'll cover this up. We have the shadow on the left side, so we're going to add the R17 on the left side.
So sometimes it's good just to get all like your reds in this case done, right? Because we're using it for red, white, and blue. So it's so much easier while you have them out and you have a rhythm of how to blend them to just kind of tackle all the red, don't you think?
Yes. I will give you a tip. I did the R17, I'm blending with the RO3. Now if you want it to be really light red on the right, clean your tip and then continue over to the right.
Yes, because your tip will pick up some of that dark red as you're blending it. So you want to clean it off by tap, tap, tap on a piece of scratch white paper. We normally use typing paper, but we add some extra white cardstock. And just tapping it off, getting that dark color off, it goes back to the original color.
And this little thing here, I'm not sure what it is, but I colored it on the sample.
Okay, there you go.
All right, let's do another one. So R17, then we'll use our R03. We're dragging the color, cleaning the tip, and then coloring the rest. Beautiful. And then, what is this part of the lighthouse called?
I don't know, the top. I just call it the top. It looks like the next level is more of an observation level. I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't live by a lighthouse, so it's hard for me to know.
All right, we got that. All right, so that's all the red.
All right, very good. So shall we go back to our beach house and do the blue?
Yes.
All right. So that's the red. Look, we got all that red in there. Isn't that beautiful, everybody?
I think so.
Very pretty. So we're going to go back to this house right here, and it's the blue one. So we can't really see it real well. Maybe if I go like that, it will help, right?
Yeah.
So we're switching. So this one here, was really this one. So we're going to make this one this blue, right?
Correct. So for the blues, I'm using the B47 and the BGY03.
What does BGY stand for?
Blue-gray.
So blue-gray is going to be our very light blue.
So we're starting with the dark. And I'm going to start by putting the dark on the left side of the stripe, skipping every other stripe. This color is so pretty.
It is. It's one of my favorites.
And then we're going to move over to the BGY03. And same technique, you're going to just drag that color to the right. So pretty.
Very pretty. I mean, so much practice here, right?
You kind of want to have a light hand with this because there's so many stripes. There we go.
Very nice.
Now we need to do the door. So shading is at the bottom of the door.
And again, with your dark B47.
And then we'll use the BGY03 and pull up, drag up. Careful of the window.
Perfect.
So cute.
Very cute. Now, while you're at it, these little hearts here are all blue. So let's go ahead and do the hearts for the ice cream. And as you can see, here's our sample. They're all this dark blue, so we're just going to get those done.
So the dark blue is like at the bottom of the heart, so I'm doing all three at the same time. And if your ink bled a little bit like mine, don't worry, we're going to cut those out.
You know, we forgot to do the red cherries, so you should do that while you have your red still out.
Okay, I didn't put them away yet. There we go. Is it a solid red cherry?
Yeah. You don't always have to shade, right?
No, not always. All right, there's the cherry.
Okay, how easy was that?
Okay, what else is blue?
Well, actually, that's about it. We have a lot of gray to do.
Okay.
We're saving this ice cream snow cone for last. So, are we going back to the beach shack?
Yes.
All right, so as we could see, we have a lot of gray shadowing because this is really kind of offsetting the white, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, so whenever you have a white space, you want to still shade it. You want to shade it with a light gray and the colorless blender.
Or it could be a light blue, it could be something light, but you want that colorless blender. But we like gray for our sample.
Right. So we're using CG02, that's the cool gray, and then a 00 colorless blender.
Now there are lighter grays that you could use. We have a CG0, but we're going to use the 02 because that's in our 24 pack.
So on these beach shacks, whenever you see a white stripe, we're actually going to put some gray over on the left side. And then we're going to come along with the colorless blender.
Which you really need to make sure it's clean. You don't want any color on that colorless blender. So a colorless blender is a pen that just has clear alcohol ink in it. And if you get on the red like Jackie did, you can clean that up, let it dry first.
I'm going to go back later.
Okay.
Okay, so make sure you clean your pen if you do that. So we're adding more gray. Now this is supposed to be very subtle, okay? So don't worry if your gray is super light. That's how it's supposed to be. It's a subtle shading effect.
Very, very little coming in with our alcohol ink colorless blender and just taking away that harsh line where the gray ended.
I'm doing this on the last beach shack, and I'm doing it from the top and the bottom. And then I'm just going to where that gray ended and kind of dragging it just to fade away the harsh line. There we go. All right, anything else gray on there?
Well, I think we could do the chair seat just while you have that out right here.
The chair had a darker gray, so CG06.
Okay.
And then CG02. There we go.
And I think to finish our beach shacks, let's go ahead and do the tops and the windows, all right? So for the windows, we're going to use B02, correct?
Yes.
So we're going to do the same technique with the colorless blender, but we're just going to put some B02 in that window.
I put it in the middle of the window. And then I'm going to use my 00. That's nice and clean. And then just kind of fade away. I'm kind of tapping around where that blue ended. There we go. Looks like
That's
somebody's
pretty.
home.
Shall we make this a light blue as well? Let's just do it, just to be consistent. What do you say?
Okay. Got our light blue in there. And then our colorless blender.
That means the light's on in there.
Okay.
All right, and then all we need is the top.
So the tops are actually E18 and CG02. So E18 is our dark.
Wait, you're using a brown and a gray?
I am.
How interesting. It's like a weathered wood.
It is.
So E18 is our dark color.
And I'm going to do all of them at the same time.
CG02 will be the light blending color. That is a very interesting combination, but I like how it looks.
Here's CG02. It's a very different look.
I think it kind of gives it that weathered beach look.
Okay, there's our beach shacks.
Okay, so everything for this card here has been colored. We have all 3 beach shacks in our chair. So we are moving on. Shall we finish out our Adirondack chair here?
All right, so it looks like with this drink, we need the BO2.
The BO2 with the 00, and then we're going to put a YGOO as the lime. And we also need to do the bird, okay?
All right, so our drink is right here. Now I'm going to put the BO2, and you just create your own shape of how you want your drink to look, how you want the liquid, how high you want it or low you want it. Maybe they drank all of it.
Yeah, you mean I drink all of it.
Clean your colorless blender, and we're just going to go to that line and drag.
You need to put a little pressure, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
That looks cool. And if you wanted to add some back, you kind of could, right?
You could add more if you want to. I'm just going to leave it.
All right.
YG00 is going to be the lime. You can make yours an orange or a lemon if you want, but I like this color.
Me too. And then we have our little bird right down here at the bottom, and he's going to be gray, so CG06 and CG02.
And the shading was kind of at the bottom. And then his head was lighter, so CG02. Dragging that up towards the head. Make sure you clean your marker. It's okay, some seagulls have brown in them, right? They're like grayish brown.
There you go. I love that. So cute. So that kind of takes care of that card. So now we've done the chair, the drink, the seagull. All right, moving on to our lighthouse.
Okay, there's a lot of little elements on this one.
So I think we ought to do the birds.
Okay, so these seagulls look like they're CG02 and 00. So very light gray. So I'm just putting down the light gray first. And then I'll use the colorless blender to kind of blend away the lines. Make sure that colorless blender is clean because we're using it in different colors. Otherwise you might have a blue seagull. And then there's supposed to be another one, so here it is. colorless blender, I kind of do like a tapping motion. Tapping and dragging. Okay, so we have the seagulls. They don't look very colored on the paper, but when we cut them out, they will look gray.
Okay, you want to do the pelican also with the grays.
Pelican has a little bit of that dark gray in it, CG06. So I'm going to start with that. And that's kind of under the wing, a little bit on the top of the wing, and that's it. CG02 to blend out those two sections. And I'll do a little bit on the head. And then the 00 colorless blender to blend out the rest. How come all these seabirds are gray?
I don't know. I guess they're kind of white and gray, aren't they, in real life?
I know, why?
I don't know.
Okay, so for the little stump here, we're going to go back to our E18 and CG02 combo because this is a very weathered wood. Here's the E18. We're going to use quite a bit of it to get that nice brown tone. And then our CG02 is our light gray. And we're going to use this to drag and blend. You'll notice it doesn't even look gray, but it's blending it.
And you know, I find it interesting that, or very efficient, that we're using the same colors throughout. So it, you know, each element has a little bit different, but isn't that cool?
It just ties it all together.
So you might want to put your little orange on the beak and the feet, so we could call that good. YR what? 01?
Yeah. Beak.
If you don't have YR01, you could use R03.
You could.
Okay, now I say we better finish the lighthouse.
All right, so if we go look at the lighthouse here, these are dark gray and light gray. So CG06, CG02. Our shading was on the left, so we're going to be consistent. And then just blend it out with the CG02. Make sure it's clean, where you will have a brown on your lighthouse. Okay, and then we're going to make our way up. Just a tiny bit of dark gray on here.
You could color over the window, I suppose.
I will.
That is beautiful.
And then the top areas up here are a little more dark, so we're going to add more dark. See, even when we're using the same colors, just adding less dark here and more dark here makes it look different.
Yes, that's a good tip. So it's all about how much dark you put in. So we want this to be darker, so we're going to go over about a third, would you say?
Yeah. And then we're back to our light gray to drag it across. And you can go over those black lines. That red likes to bleed, doesn't it?
It does, but you know, a little red in there is okay.
All right.
And then you just need that little window with that BO2 and your colorless blender. So we're going to put the BO2, but I want to remind you, don't forget to clean your 00 before you use it, because it might have another color on it.
Mine has gray. Okay, and we're doing our tapping and dragging motions. There we go.
Okay, that's beautiful. So to finish this card out, we just need these seashells.
So the seashells have a little bit of a pinkish color and gray. So the pink is actually the R03, which is the light red we were using before. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put down my pinks. I'm going to put down a little light gray in the middle. I don't know if you can see this tiny little shell. I don't know, it won't let me zoom in. Okay, I'm going to put down a little gray in the middle. And then I'm going to use my clean 00 to blend it out.
That's really a cool technique. So again, RO3, CGO2, colorless blender. So I think we're going to repeat that with the other shell, right?
Yeah. I'm going to try to zoom in again. There, got it. All right, I just wanted to add a little more of that RO3. This gives it a nice like tint. There we go. All right, where's that big shell? Right here.
Yes.
So that is the RO3 and 0, 0. RO3. Then we're going to move on to the 0, 0. Tapping and...
Lynn just loves the red, white, and blue. I do too. It's very patriotic. It can't help but make you feel good, right?
Americana. Okay, so we have the shells done now. I think we did everything.
Okay, so we have now completed 3 of the cards, and all we kind of have left is the actual ice cream cone. What you call a snow cone.
Well, I think we should take a vote. Do you call it a snow cone or this as an ice cream cone? Because it could be both. Now, the hardest part is going to be this technique up here. So let's start out with the easy part of the image, which is the cone, okay? Can you guess what colors those are?
I can.
What are they?
They are the weathered colors, which is E18 and CGO2. You should know that's been our kind of go-to, right?
Yes. We're trying to just limit our colors here, make it easier. So E18, we're going to put it on the left side of the cone.
All right, Diana, it is a snow cone. I keep calling it an ice cream cone, but it could be sherbet ice cream.
Okay,
But Jackie's all about the snow cone.
And CGO2 is the light gray. We're going to use that to blend it out. And remember, color over the black lines. Treat this as one section, okay? It's going to make it easier for you.
Well, I have to say, we have over 100-degree weather here today, so I think a snow cone would be a welcome addition, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I don't like this little section here, so I'm going to add more brown.
So I went glamping, or whatever they call that, in the RV a couple weeks ago, or a month ago, and I put my margarita mix in the freezer of our RV because it wasn't cold. And I forgot when the freezer started going, it was in there, and I took it out, and I actually had a margarita slushy. It was quite nice.
Huh, interesting.
I know.
Okay, we've colored our cone. Now we have to color it's actually ice cream, I think. So I'll let you in on a secret. When I got my inspiration to color this, I actually looked up red, white, and blue ice cream on, I think it was Pinterest. And I took that as my inspiration for how to color this. So this is going to be kind of a dabbing and dotting technique. And we're using 2 reds and 2 blues and the colorless blender. So this will be very important to have. Make sure it's clean. Maybe you can clean it for me.
All right.
The blues are going to be the B47 and the B02. So we're mixing these blues. And then the reds are what we've been using all along, R17 and RO3. Okay, so we have 5 colors. So we're going to start out by doing the reds. And we're going to start with the dark. Surprise, surprise. We like to start out with dark. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So we're just going to be kind of random with this, all right? So I'm going to dot where I want my red. Okay. So, and it does not have to be exact at all, okay? You're just going to kind of map this out.
Okay, so let's take a break for a minute. So we have our glitter paper, and we've taken R17 and we've just made some dots, random dots, dot, 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 dot. Now we're going to go to our light color, RO3, And I bet you're going to dot, dot, dot right next to it.
Dot, dot, dot right next to it. So this is kind of give us that blending.
And you definitely want that white paper to take off the dark color before you go to the next one.
And we're being very random, so you can even go all the way over here with your color, okay? Then we're gonna do the same thing with the blues.
Now the snow cone, Penny, we used E18 and CG02. So E18, CG02.
Now with this dark blue, you want very little because it will go a long way.
Okay, so now we did the dark blue, very, very little, and we're coming in with BO2.
And notice how when you put these colors on, they kind of just blend into each other. It's really nice. It's like a tie-dye effect.
It is like a tie-dye. I was just thinking that to myself. Now you're not going to see necessarily the top of the ice cream or snow cone, but it's good to just do it anyway, right?
Yes. Now, one thing I want to let you know is I'm not touching my blues and reds because if they touch, they're going to make kind of a brownish color, which you can see up here. But if you like that, go for it. Now we're going to take the colorless blender and we're just going to dab and kind of blend and a little bit of pulling, but mostly dabbing so that the color fades into the white. And I'm doing the blue first. I'm doing the blue sections first, then I'll clean my pen and then go to the red.
Yes, so if ever you get too much of a color on that colorless blender, you need to clean it off by tap, tap, tap on a piece of white paper.
Lots of tapping. Now I'm going to go on to my red. We're just kind of blending it into the white space.
I have to tell you, this technique is a hit.
Oh, really? Alright, so make sure your colorless blender is nice and juicy. Makes it a lot easier.
Yes, and if you need, if you run out of your colorless blender, remember we now sell the refills for that. So you need to refill. We have it. Okay, that's looking cool. What do you think? Do you like it?
You work it until you like it. Now with this one, we're going to have another scoop on top. So keep that in mind. All right, let's go on to the next one.
All right, so that would be this one right here.
Okay, I like to follow my map because when I was doing this the first time, I found it challenging. Now I could just copy what I did before.
Yes, I know. It is challenging the first time.
So I have dark red in the upper right corner. Tap, tap, tap. Random tie-dye effect. I think I only did a little bit of red on this one. Light red is next. And I did a lot of light red. There we go. See how random that is?
But it's so pretty. I love it.
Then we'll do the blue. So a little bit of dark blue up here, a little bit of dark blue down here. And then we need our BO2. And we're just going right next to that dark blue. And then same with the one on top. I think I kind of connected them. I did a little bit of blue over here next to the red. And the rest was colorless blender.
All right.
Make sure it's clean. I don't have a lot of ink in mine, but I'm gonna do my best. So, pulling, dotting, tapping. What should we call this? Dotting?
Yeah, I think dotting is good. Dot, 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 tap, tap, tap. Which one do you like?
I can't decide. Alright, then we're gonna clean and do the blue.
That's just gorgeous. And I love that there's still some white because you know red, white, and blue, right?
Right, you definitely want to have some white. I love these two blues together. So B47 and BO2.
I know. I love that we have two different types of hues of the blue in our 24 pack, don't you?
I do. I have one more section here. And voila!
Okay, that's gorgeous. Now show everybody your little dot, dot, dot.
Oh, my scratch paper. Here it is.
So it's really important that you clean as you go because this really does clean up the tips of your brushes, okay? All right, so now that we have successfully colored everything on here, we'll put one of the cards together and then your homework will be to do the rest. Sound like a plan?
Okay, sounds good.
So since we finished with the ice cream, I think we ought to do that. So we have this. And it looks like we're going to have to come in now and trim, correct?
Yeah, so we're just following the line of the sticker with our favorite scissors, the Tim Holtz mini snips. And by the way, announcement, we just got the 7-inch scissors back in stock.
Yeah, so I'm going to just kind of get this off here so I can do a really good job. And I think those Tim Holtz scissors, this one is the Fussy Cut 5-inch, but I use both 7 and 5. Love them both. Only scissors I use. And you should tell the little tip about if you want the serrated edge or not.
Oh, so one blade has the serrated and one has the
smooth, yeah.
The smooth. You can flip your scissors with one handle up and then just change it when you decide.
This way, or you could do it this way, depending if you want the serrated or the straight.
Yep.
I think that's cool, don't you?
I do. I learned that from you.
I know. You actually learned something from me. I learn a lot from you. Like how to make a
tie-dye
ice cream. That's right. Okay, so I'm just kind of cutting. Now, if you have the scan and cut, you can do this with the scan and cut. I have to tell you, we are into the scan and cut. We don't offer die cuts here, so we use the scan and cut machine. And we just started a club on that. And we're kind of going to also offer some SVG files, right?
You mean FCM files?
And SVG, both. Hey, what happened to that piece that I had? Did I cover it up? I did. I'm thinking, where are my hearts? Here they are. But anyway, you should check out our Scan and Cut group. What is the name of that group on Facebook?
Krazy Kreations Scan and Cut Groupies.
Yep.
We have lots of groupies. We have doll art groupies. We have crafting groupies.
We do. We are the groupie queens. Well, actually, the crazy groupies. Okay, so I have my 2 hearts, so I'm cutting out all these elements. As you can see, it's really not that bad to cut. I'm going pretty fast, I think. What do you think?
So you have...
Oh, our little cherry kind of went back here. So
I didn't realize there was a second cherry. I thought that was the one you cut out.
Oh, I didn't realize that either, but guess what? We have plenty. We could do another cherry.
I thought you had already cut it out and it was just sitting on there, waiting for us to put it on the other ice cream.
Oh, really? No.
No, it's glued down.
Yeah. Okay, there's that. And what am I missing?
The third heart.
The third heart right down here. Did you want another cherry or not?
No, I'm good.
All right. Now, there is a little trick that if you are someone who does not think they cut very well, or you see a lot of white core here on your cut images, you can take your black, which is way over there. So Jackie, can you hand me the black? your black marker, and you can go around these edges so that you don't see the white core and it'll look like the black sticker. So basically you have to be very careful when you do this. So you just hold it, and I've gotten really good over the years, but when I slip, by holding the image toward me, I slip to the back. So you don't want to ruin your beautiful colored image. But I think it makes a big difference, don't you?
It does. It just makes it look more finished. Especially if you're going to give this to somebody, you want it to look nice and professional.
You could also do this with a dauber and an ink pad if you wanted, or something of that nature, but I just find it easy to do with my marker. The smaller bits, sometimes what I do is I hold them with my tweezers, and that helps, you know, not get it all over my hands. What do you think?
I agree. So Penny says her snow cone looks messy, but you have an extra sticker on your sheet to practice with. So you get another chance, Penny, and less is more with that coloring. Less red, less blue, lots of colorless blender. We're just finishing out our black edging on the hearts.
Thank God we didn't have to cut that, huh?
Yeah, we could have faked it by cutting a little black piece.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so now we have all of our parts, and we are now ready to assemble them. So it looks like this is going to go right here. So I'm going to use my adhesive, and I'm going to stick it kind of like this, you think?
Yeah, right there.
And then I'm going to come over here and take my second scoop and put it on. Does that look good?
That looks good. See, I told you that scoop on the other ice cream is going to get hidden.
Yep. And then we could put our little hearts. I like to use these tweezers to kind of place them. And this one. And then a small one, right?
Right.
And then we're going to put, we are missing a cherry, so we could go back and do a cherry later. But we're going to put our cherry that we have here on the side, right here. And then I'm going to have you do the mini dots.
You know, this image reminds me of that Hawaiian ice I had a couple years ago in Hawaii. I can't remember what exactly was in it, but it was a combination of ice cream and a snow cone.
Oh, that's
so it was really good. Okay, let me know if you've ever had Hawaiian ice before. It's really good. So with our mini dots, I'm just gonna weed the background real quick by bending down the corner and taking off that background. There we go. Now we can see. And we're going to use our tweezers and peel off 3 little dots and then place them. I love this blue color.
Me too. It's really a pretty, pretty color.
2 and 3.
Okay. Now to finish out your card, you're going to take one of those pre-scored cards that were in your kit, fold it over at the seam, and you're going to turn this over and use your adhesive to secure this onto the card. And it fits exactly. So there you go. And now you have a card. Now we didn't use our sentiments because these are for you to go ahead. You could put them on the card, or we had envisioned them going inside, and you could use the sentiment as you need to. You could also use extra bits and pieces, put them in the card, and decorate.
Yeah, so let's take a look at our 4 finished cards really quickly. Your homework will be to cut out all of your stickers and adhere them on the cards and apply those blue bling dots.
How did you get these all on there?
Just like that.
Okay.
And so we're just gonna take a peek. This is what they'll all look like at the end. Gorgeous. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Now when you finish your cards, we have a challenge for you. So your challenge is to complete 4 cards, take a picture with all 4 cards in it, kind of like this. There's your hint, how to get them in the picture. And then upload it to this group on Facebook called Krazy Kreations Virtual Classes and use this hashtag. Red, White, Blue Challenge. So once you post your cards with the hashtag Red, White, Blue Challenge, we'll give everyone a week and then we'll pick some random winners for prizes. How does that sound?
That sounds so great. A prize is always a welcome thing, right?
Always. And we love giving away prizes to our crazy crafters.
Right.
Okay, so Red, White, Blue Challenge. Remember, have fun making your red, white, and blue cards. Practice that snow cone technique.
So I do have one tip for you when you get to the Adirondack chair. You notice that these little parts inside here are cut out. So my tip for you is to not be afraid and cut right when you're cutting it out. Cut right next to this sticker through. Cut out the triangle, and then when you adhere it down, nobody will know that you've cut right there and there. Okay?
Good tip.
Okay.
Thank you so much for taking this class with us. I thought it was a blast, and these red, white, and blue cards are absolutely beautiful.
They are so patriotic, so uplifting, and just so on point, and I'm really, really happy with that Americana type thing. It makes me feel good. So I hope you enjoyed it. Now we do have another class that we will be posting early next week. Hopefully we'll announce it during Tuesday Coffee, but it's going to be something all of you have been waiting for. We are going to color skin and hair. That is our next class, so it'll be next month. Will be all the announcement on Tuesday. You can't buy it today or anything, but if you haven't purchased the skin and hair alcoholic marker sets, you're going to want that because we have brand new sticker girls to just color skin and hair. I am so excited.
They're brand new stickers. They are absolutely adorable. Now this class, the skin and hair, is not available to buy yet, so keep your eyes peeled on the website crazycreations.us. However, we do have a special sale going on this weekend, so you might want to check that out.
Yes, check out our sale because it is super special and it ends on Monday at midnight.
Yes, so time is ticking.
That's right. So my name is Kara.
My name is Jackie.
We had so much fun with you today with our red, white, and blue class. We hope that you also enjoyed. We want you to do the challenge, so finish your cards and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Have a crafty weekend and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the class. See you next time.